What? Right now, they should be able to hear us. Yay!
Now because they just missed all the funniness that already occurred.
Oh man! See, that's what.
We're gonna have to listen to the recorded show, right?
Ow! See, that's how we get them. That's how we get them. Oh no no! See, that's how we get them. Now they have to go download the show. Yeah.
You have all been tricked.
Mhm.
Well, the man that has a sales special on Fang of Ear Roots, Mr. Hambone. What's going on, buddy? How many you got over there to sell?
Oh man, I have five of those things that I can sell you. The game hates me.
Would you like a word of Crota? Because I got 3 of those. I'll trade you.
If I could just get the word of Crota, I would honestly just be done with freaking hard mode for right now. But I ran it last night with some savvy guys, and G-Master gets the crux and another word. So I'm like, the only 2 things I have left to get in this game, and I can't get either one of them, no matter how many times I clear it. It doesn't matter. So
I can't get any of the raid hand cannons. It's annoying.
Yeah. See, so you know what.
Well, hey, I don't have a Hawk Moon, okay? So be quiet. At least I got the word of Crota. All right. So
that's true. That's true.
But I have to say, it's a nice gun. Me and Tinks were running TNT a few weeks ago whenever it was void damage, and we were both using our word of Crotas, and it was nice and
you're special.
Easy, smooth go.
I hate you.
Oh man. Well, this past week was actually Arcburn, so you could have easily used your Fang of Ear Ute, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
just which
had
one?
like a little juggling match. I'm like, should I use this one? That's a 312. Do I go with the 331?
Right.
Yeah. And then there's also the Oversoul Edict. So yeah, it was a good week to have a lot of that crap in my vault. So yeah.
Well, hopefully you'll get a word of Crota this week, and I'll get a Hawkmoon. Okay, we'll pray for those 2 things to occur.
There you go.
Well, tonight's special guest is a man of many talents. You may have seen him on a show with Miss Belle Bunny called Guardians Strike Back. He's the founder of LootCave.com and a podcaster himself. N64 Josh, what's going on, buddy?
What is going on, guys? Thanks so much for having me. I really, really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. We're glad to have you here, and you're looking all styling over there. Look, I mean, we know that he's a podcaster because just look at him. Just take a look at it.
He's ready.
I mean, he looks better than you guys.
I'm confused.
I got a guy with a gaming headset on, and
you know. So I should have something covering up half my face, and that makes me like, wait. Here we go. I'm a podcaster now.
Hey, these are called screens.
No, I got this. I'm a podcaster now.
Everywhere, you know what I mean? Yeah, there you go.
Is that good?
You definitely look better that way.
Yeah.
That's no question.
Mm-hmm.
I learned at a young age that I had a face for radio, so this helps hide it.
Yes.
There you
yes.
go.
Exactly.
I like it.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to invest in one of those.
Well, guys, we have some special announcements this week, and from all of us here, this is probably more serious than we typically like to get, but we want to go ahead and announce this and get out of the way. The group here, the DoD Podcast, will be changing our name. We are going to be changing to Aim Assist Gaming, so you'll be able to check us out everywhere at Aim Assist Gaming, aimassistgaming.com. Everything else. But we want to take a quick second and say thank you to the DoD admin team and everything that you guys have done over there. You know, this is to you as well, Pope, you know, to KP and you and SSM for creating Dads of Destiny, for creating the platform in which we've been able to bring some really good content to our community and create followers and everything else. And I just want to say, you know, thank you to all the admin team that's out there working day in and day out to do Dads of Destiny stuff. You guys are doing a great job. I hope that, you know, wish you all the best. I know from all of us here at the DoD Podcast. And, you know, Pope, I know you want to say some goodbye words as well. But just to reiterate, us 4 guys are not going anywhere. We're just changing our name and changing our focus. And Pope, why don't you kind of tell them about our idea and kind of which direction we're going?
Well, I don't really see it as us leaving the Dads of Destiny, more casting a wider net. And the reality is that we have a lot of people that we think were really interested in listening to us that really didn't because it said dads on it. And we think our content can reach a larger audience and help a lot of gamers out there with some of the tips and tricks and information that we have. So we're opening it up, and we like to keep everybody, all the friends that we've made within Dads of Destiny, we like to keep them informed as well. Our content's not going to change dramatically. That's the reality of it, is that we actually had content that could reach a larger audience and just wasn't. So we're really excited to open it up. Like I was saying earlier, it's not us leaving Dads of Destiny, more of a us casting a wider net and trying to reach more people out there. So we thought of the name Aim Assist. The way the Aim Assist gently helps the player put shots on target. We also would like to do the same with the podcast and other things. So that's a big thing right now, and it's something that we're really excited about, and we've got some really great projects on the horizon with Bungie and other partners that we're really excited about.
Absolutely, and like Pope said, our target here between us four guys has always been to focus on the community and help the community in any way that we can, and people helping us as well, right, as we've gone along this journey. So we want to continue that going. I don't know, Hambone, if you want to say anything, or Nolxero, if you guys want to say anything real quick.
Go, Nolxero.
I was just going to say, I think one of the other things that we wanted to do is we wanted to be able to, because for a while, people that really know us, did we lose Pope?
You're good.
Okay. One thing that I think people that really know us, they knew that we were separate, like we were, partnered with Dads of Destiny, and the DoD podcast became a real confusing thing. And I think, because people were like sending emails to Dads of Destiny for us, and it was like, hey, we got an email for y'all a couple weeks ago, and it was like, we really could have used this, and so it clears that line of communication, so people know Aim Assist is these guys. And like you said, we want to keep our partnership. We want to continue to do stuff with the Dads of Destiny. We don't want them to feel like, we're getting away from y'all. Like, we love everything that they've done for us, and we want to continue to do it for them. But like we've said, we want to reach more people, and we want to be able to feel like we are more like masters of our destiny, where we can be like, we want to go do this, or we want to make another podcast about this game, or whatever. And we don't want to feel like by doing so we betray any partnerships with people that maybe we're tied too closely to. And so it's nice to be in a position where we can keep our partnerships and keep open lines of communication, but also do what we want to do and not confuse the audience that we're trying to reach.
Absolutely.
That's what's up.
So
that about sums it up, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It does. It does.
Yeah,
you did a really good job there, Nolxero.
Yeah, those are my exact sentiments, and I'm thankful for everything that it's done. But it's time to grow. It's time for us to grow. So we're spreading our wings a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, with that out of the way, and the big announcements happening that we've been working on, you guys can go see the aimassistgaming.com. If you check any of the links, if you check dodpodcast.com, it's going to push you to our new stuff. We will have our Twitter account is changing to @AimAssistGaming. You can check our YouTube and Twitch channels. What we'll do is push everything of the new content to the new channels, so you guys don't worry about going and trying to have to find it or anything else. We'll make sure it's very obvious and very apparent for you guys to be able to tie back everything that we've done with what we will be doing. So with that out of the way, let's get started. Gather your beverages of choice and get started with episode 27.
Bottles up, Guardians.
Please drink responsibly. Silly kids, drinking is for adults only. Don't drink and ride your Sparrow. Drinking has been known to increase your aim. Individual crucible results may vary. If you have a buzz lasting longer than 4 hours, contact the speaker immediately. No lawyers were harmed in the making of this disclaimer.
So, Josh, you may or may not be aware that we have a tradition on this podcast where some of us drink 2 beverages, Hambone. Some of us drink 1.
What?
Some of us have multiple glasses of wine, Pope, throughout the night. But
some of us have GERD.
But we got to ask, what are you enjoying tonight while you're joining us here on the podcast?
First, I got to say, I've been listening to you guys since show 1.
Hey.
Very much.
Whoop, whoop.
Pope, you, my friend, have been the voice of reason for here amongst this group. Like, you were the shining knight when I first heard you guys talking about beer. And so tonight, though, I am drinking the Dogfish Head 90-minute Imperial IPA. I'll see if I
There
can
you
get it on
go.
there.
There you go.
There we go.
So this
Yeah,
stuff
and that's
is
what I'm talking about.
very full-bodied. I'm also drinking it in my Dogfish Head schooner. So yes, you can call me a
Oh.
fanboy.
Oh,
There
And
you
I
go.
opened it with the Dogfish Head bottle opener. So yeah,
Nice.
that is
Wow.
Nice.
the cool thing with this schooner, though. They actually did the little sandblasting in the bottom, and when the bubbles come up, you can actually see their logo in the head, which is
What?
cool. Yeah, it's not all the time, but there's been a few times it's actually worked out. So
That's when you know it's gonna be a good beer. You're like, there's the emblem. I know.
yep, pretty much.
Well, Pope, you've been to the emergency room today. Tell us the sad news. What's going on? Tell us how you're
I wish I would.
bird.
Nah, man. I wish I could tell you guys what's going on. To be honest with you, I've got some appointments next week with some specialists to figure it out. But yeah, I went to the emergency room today. It was pretty awesome. And so yeah, so I got this.
I go with the ER.
What's that?
I said that's normally how I explain a trip to the ER is awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I'm not sure I'm not sure what's going on. I know that I got
This is still stomach stuff. The
Yeah.
stuff you've been dealing with. Wow.
yeah, I can't seem to keep anything down. So we'll just see what's going on. I got some specialists that are supposed to take a look at me, and we'll see. I think it has to do with they're gonna do a scope down into my stomach, and but I don't know, man. It's really weird.
Ask them if they can go through the urethra.
Oh, wow. That doesn't seem like the proper place for that, but I could be off on that. I'm not sure.
I've heard it's a lot more fun that way.
Pope, I think you might want to check into it. I'm not sure that that's solid advice.
Yeah, I don't. I won't be taking my medical advice from Zero anytime soon. Just but
See, no bone.
all I know is that Josh, I wish I was sharing a Dogfish Head with you, man. I wish I had that. I could do that right now, but I'm under strict doctor's orders until next week. That Gatorade or Pedialyte actually is what this is. So
Nice.
I know.
Just add vodka.
Yeah.
Just said vodka. I was drinking Pedialyte, doctor.
That's
I
what I'm
promise. All week long, I was
You
drinking
know,
it.
it's funny, dude, because I've gotten so much crap from this man. And I know, Pope, like, dude, I'm not attacking you because I know you're sick and all. But I've gotten so much crap for little things here, little things there I've brought on this podcast. He's drinking Pedialyte. Just saying. Just saying.
Oh,
The only
wow,
time you'd
that's
ever hear Pedialyte on the podcast.
Yeah, I don't think any of us will be taking that anytime soon unless the doctor prescribes it to us as well. So probably the first and hopefully the last time anybody's having to drink Pedialyte on this podcast.
Hey, you know what?
so-
Pedialyte is amazing, by the way. Just so you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what my 2-year-old says.
it
All right.
has a nice nose and bouquet.
In fact, there was the same discussion of Pope saying, "Hey, that's what my 7-year-old drinks."
What?
Right?
No.
Yeah, well, that's what my 2-year-old drinks.
When we were talking about what? Different sodas or.
Yeah, and energy
I'm
drinks, yeah.
drinking it in a brandy snifter. So does that help?
That's classic.
Oh,
See, I'm
man.
of the mindset that I don't go to the doctor, so as long as I don't hear a doctor say I have it, then I don't have nothing. I'm good.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about you, Nolxero? What are you enjoying this evening? What did you bring on the podcast with you for the
I was
special
gonna-
night?
I was gonna get a dogfish with Josh, but I've been really busy, so I just didn't get a chance to get to the store. So I'm actually going through the rest of this,
We got
the one I
Alright,
brought last
alright.
week. I have
what
these.
do you-
I also have-
Heffenheisen, whatever
I
that
want to
is.
hear you say
Right,
it.
the Hefeweizen.
Yeah,
I
there
also
it is.
have a
Heffenheisen.
whatever. You know, I'm
I like
stupid.
it. No, that's what I'm saying. No, that has nothing to do with it.
What is the? There's like the orange snaps, or what are those called?
The orange snaps.
Not fruit and
I
beer.
don't
Please, no fruit and beer.
No, no. They
Oh,
Oh,
don't
here
you-
we go. Josh is the hater too.
Josh, no, seriously, I wish you would have been on this podcast sooner.
Hey, be
I've
quiet,
been-
Petey,
Oh my
like-
God.
I've been putting up with these guys
You're
for-
drinking Pedialyte.
for
You
months
can't
now.
talk to-
You can't say
No,
anything.
I gotta
That's
doctor.
okay.
There's a medical reason.
You can't say anything.
There's a
Right, you had,
medical
like, Earl
reason.
Grey last week or something.
Hey,
Yeah.
You were wearing
Hey.
like a sweater and dude,
Yeah.
don't.
I was coming from work. Okay,
You
Brian.
had a sweater on.
I know that's a four-letter word for you, but trust me.
Oh wow.
I was coming from work, so I had my suit on. I was rushing in from the podcast. I wasn't trying to impress anybody. I just got here and ready to go. And then
I like it.
the Earl Grey, actually, to be honest with you, the Earl Grey's, what I was finding out was just as irritating to my stomach, the black teas. So I could only drink like chamomiles
The
and
black
like,
teas?
yeah, it's
Do you
black.
have any biscuits with
It
it?
has something to do with black. Again,
It's
it's always
got
got to be
something
something black.
Always.
Mhm.
You guys,
I got it.
seriously, you can't take my sickness seriously. I'm out of here.
Done. That'll
Done.
do it.
Drops the mic, walks away.
Okay, Hambone, what are you double fisting tonight?
Oh
Don't let me
my
down,
gosh.
bro.
I actually have water.
No, you don't.
A slice of lemon.
No.
And yeah, that's about it. And some
That's a
green mint
lie.
They have some
That's a
sassy
lie.
tea.
water.
So no, so I got a Newcastle to start right here. I just had some of these lying around in the fridge. They're one of my faves. And then of course, I made some concoction. Right, I gotta have some kind of concoction.
What is
right.
that?
So all right. So this
Like
one.
and-
Everything.
All right, here
It's
we
like
go.
a
So this is now you might not think it tastes good, but I'm telling you it's on point, right? It's got whiskey. It's got whiskey in it. It's got a little touch of like iced tea, like a little half and half in there, and then it's got a little splash of cranberry. It's on point. It's ridiculous.
Dude,
It
I'm
doesn't
telling
sound that bad, actually.
you can't
Cranberry
taste the
is
alcohol at all, but I'm telling you, yeah, it's taken.
Well,
me
you'll
there.
have to make me one next week when we're over there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I will
I'm
make one for sure.
I'm super excited that you guys are coming to California. I really am.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man. To take care of you. We heard
Dude,
you
let
were
me
gonna
tell you,
be, in the ER. We're like, you know what? We gotta go save Pope. We need
Yeah.
to
Right,
get
go Ribs
there,
for you, Pope.
help
Can't
him,
even
so he
Ribs.
can delete more characters for more, charities in the future.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm excited. I just got my
I'm super
war.
excited because I've never been to California ever in my life, and so I'm super excited. I'm sad that I only get to be there basically for 3 days, but I scheduled the flights for me and Nolxero where we come in at like 8 in the morning. So that means Hambone's actually gonna have to go to sleep at a normal time and get up like when people actually
Dude,
go to work.
no.
most of the
I'm
time.
gonna have to
go to
get up
sleep.
at like Pope time. I'm gonna have to be up at like 5, right? Because I live about an hour away from the airport, so at least with morning traffic. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be
So where Brian lives and which airport are you coming in on?
he's Oakland.
Oh,
goodness.
thank
Comes at
God.
Oakland Airport.
All right.
Thank goodness,
So
yeah.
if you had been going to San Francisco airport, it would have taken him 3 hours to get there.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah. So I'm just gonna stay up. I'm gonna do some PvP, and then I'll go pick you up, and then we'll come back here and do
Stay up all
PvP.
night,
So-
because otherwise
yeah,
we'd be
Thursday-
sitting there till 3 in the afternoon waiting
Right,
for him.
you know, because
Where
if,
is
it's
this
not-
dude?
if it's not 7, once 7 hits, I'm going to bed, and then I will see you in the I will see
Oh,
you
man.
in the afternoon. I will see you later.
Well, I am actually drinking another Blue Moon. This is the last of the 6-pack that I have. I think I've only shown like 3 of them on the podcast because I've drinking the other ones. But this is from the Expressionist collection from Blue Moon, and it is a Saison Flanders style ale. I don't even know what that is, Pope. And if you could fill me in on what that is, I've never heard it in my life, but it says Saison/Flanders style ale.
That's a region.
Okay, so yeah, it's pretty good. It's Blue Moon, man. I haven't had one that I haven't liked yet. I gotta give them that. They continue to amaze me with all the different flavors they have, and I didn't even know they had that many. But yes,
Josh
Josh,
doesn't
if
look
I
like
had a
he
slice of
approves.
orange, I would put
Yeah.
it in it right now. But I don't. So go
Hey,
ahead and
Blue Moon
make
is
the
a
jokes.
great starter beer, man. It's
Yeah.
a great starter.
I like to think of it as training
Like a
wheels.
training wheels.
Yeah, training
Yeah.
wheels of beer.
No baby
It's-
Troy. No baby
It's owned by like
Troy.
Anheuser-Busch, so whatever.
That's
Hey,
terrible.
I've
Oh,
always
man.
liked Blue Moons. I continue to like them. What can I say? I
Hey,
have tried some other beers on this podcast in the last 3 or 4 months, whatever it's been, and I've liked them all. But sometimes the stores where I'm at, they have they have a lot of different stuff. Although like stock the shelves with things like this, where they have like multiple flavors of one type of beer. So
I have not liked
that's
them
kind of
all.
my.
I've tried a lot of new stuff, but I have not liked them all. The
I
Arrogant
don't-
Bastards.
That's accurate. Yeah.
That's a.
What was that one? The Save the World that tastes like celery. Oh my god, that thing was terrible, man.
My
Celery.
heart is breaking. You just said you didn't like Arrogant Bastard.
I know. Can you believe that, Josh?
Yeah.
They
God,
just
it
had
was so
Stone
terrible.
Brewery night here, man. I had Ruin 10 IPA. It was 10.2%. It would change your life.
I'm sure.
Change your
But
life.
have you drank
Dude.
the Arrogant Bastard? The Bastard?
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
It's a
Everybody loves
the
it.
only thing that I really lament after getting like not being able to drink alcohol is not being able to drink those kinds of beers because they're too acidic. They're
I thought it was you, Pope, but someone told me the whole point of the Arrogant Bastard was the fact that it's kind of like this really crappy tasting beer. That was the whole point of like the beer. Like that was the whole joke of the beer. Like, hey, this tastes like crap, but it's arrogant, so you drink it.
no.
It's good.
It's
No,
a
it's
it's
not
a,
called
drink
it's a good
this
beer.
beer. It sucks.
You
It's a
drink
good
it.
beer.
You drink it. You like it.
It's a good beer.
Here's the thing, though. You do have an excuse because you live in Texas, and I don't say this in any kind of derogatory
Oh,
way,
yes, you do.
but I had a buddy
Speak
move
up.
from Washington here down to Texas, and now I see pictures of him drinking Bud Light and everything, and I'm like, what happened, dude?
Yes.
Like,
Because our Bud
we
Light's better
taught
than everybody
you.
else's.
Oh, come on.
Right.
Bud Light,
There's like a
Bud Light
different
is like
brew.
sex in a canoe, man.
Right.
It's effing close to water. That's
Exactly.
the
It's actually pretty fun though. I can just for that. It's pretty fun.
That is fun.
It's pretty fun.
But he can't find good beer, so it's all right.
Yeah.
You know, it's good.
You
It's getting
really do
better.
have to go to the specialty stores. It just depends where you are. In Austin, I mean, Nolxero doesn't have an excuse because in Austin you can find everything if you really look for it.
I mean,
Here in
it's-
Dallas, if you go up to Dallas, you're fine. But I'm 20 miles south of Dallas, 30 miles south of
Yeah.
Dallas.
What's
so-
the name of the town you live in? It's like Wachapachapacapushu.
Midlothian, Texas, and I work in Waxahachie.
Waxahachie.
Wax that
Is,
hatch,
hey,
you know
Troy,
what I'm
is
saying?
that a place that I could walk down the street freely?
There's not a whole lot of.
There's
Yeah.
not a lot of areas to walk.
Actually,
over.
yeah, you could. You could actually. You have to remember, I'm in South Dallas. South Dallas is like the hood area. Like
All right.
now, where I live is further past that, so it's in between like Waco, where Waco is, and Dallas is kind of where I live. But yeah, South Dallas, bro, your people, man, they're all down there. You're
You can hang
good.
out on the seat.
I love it. I
On the
love it.
seat, you can be in like the
Well, Josh, how about you tell us a little bit about things that I said that you obviously are involved in with the show with Bell Bunny every week. Do you guys do that every week? Is that accurate?
Let's see. The Guardians Strike Back, and you kind of cut out there, so I hope I'm answering correctly. But the Guardians Strike Back is something I do with members of the Destiny community. So
Okay.
I kind of will shoot out a tweet on Saturdays or even Sundays and say, hey, who wants to run this with me? And I've had a number of the Dungeon Protocol guys come and hang out. Bell Bunny has been on twice. We got Hot Cup of Joe the last time, her hubby, and so we had a good time with that. And I do it all from the Xbox One, so there are some. It's limiting, but I figure, you know what, I got to just make it work because I don't got the
Right.
gear to do it any other way. So that's one of the things I'm doing. The other thing, my wife and we compete in all kinds of games, Mario Kart, Golden, and we go all the way back to GoldenEye days. You know, that's where the N64 comes for. So, yeah, that's what we compete. I record that. A lot of that just goes on our YouTube channel because we're not set up to stream it yet, but in the future.
Did you
Yeah,
say GoldenEye?
Oh yeah.
Oh, tell me, come on, who's your character? Who did you play as?
Well, I always play as Bond because Oddjob is cheap.
Oh,
Well, I was gonna
come
say,
on. Our
when
job
you
is not
play-
cheap. Hey,
when you
if I
play
want to be lower than
GoldenEye-
you and you have to look down to shoot
No,
me,
dude.
that's a
When you
personal
play
problem.
GoldenEye, the house rule is nobody can pick odd job because if you odd job and you kneel the whole time, dude, you're impossible to hit. Your hitbox is
Yeah,
like
dude,
so
it's
So
tiny.
then
so
why don't
hard.
we all just be
So house
hotbox and
rules
let's
is
really
like
get
odd
dirty.
jobs
Let's
is
see
out.
what happens. I'm just saying, man. You
So
gotta
so
run some odd job.
my story for GoldenEye though is this is probably the first game that got me into competitive gaming because I went up to Missouri with my family for a New Year's trip to see some friends, and there was this new coffee shop that they opened there in Springfield, Missouri. And they had these different rooms that had, like, one had a pool table, one had a foosball table, one had two N64s in there, and two different TVs. They were playing, and you signed up on a whiteboard to play in a tournament. And I remember playing in that tournament, dude. And I didn't realize, because I always played here in Dallas, right, around tons of people. But I guess the crew that was there that night at that coffee shop didn't play very often, or as often as I did. And, dude, I wiped the floor of some Missourianites, man. I just destroyed those kids. And it was the first time that I felt that thing that I always say, Brian, about, man, I want to make people fail, right?
Dude,
I get the quality out of making them cry, when they walk out of the room. So in a gaming sense, obviously I don't want to hurt anybody physically. More so because I'm a little guy and they'll hurt me more than likely. But it's fun, right? Because and one of the reasons why I'm like that is because I have two older brothers, and both my older brothers beat the crud out of me. 164 and 163. They both weigh about anywhere from 220 to 260, right? So, I mean, they're big boys, and I'm a little guy, so at least I could beat them at video games. But Josh, you also do some. Obviously, you do some podcasting yourself, right? I mean, besides being on shows.
I do. I basically, the lootcave.com is a brand new thing that I recently started, because I had started a podcast called n64gaming.com, and the branding was so jacked up. I was just like, I was all about just taking action and just getting something out there. And I started a podcast, and I did 5 episodes a week.
Whoa,
that's right.
Yeah. So I did that for 30 days. Like, you can go and find N64 Gaming Podcast, and the reason the branding was so screwed up is that my wife and I would record one show a week about the Nintendo 64, and the rest of the time I was interviewing people in the game industry. Like, I want to know how they got into it. I want to know if they did voice acting or design or art or whatever it was. And I'm like, I gotta get this thing rebranded. And I'm gonna give a little shout out to Mark Turcott, because that's the guy he was one of my last shows. I never even put it up, I don't think, because I was like, this doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. So him and I talked, and he's like, man, I basically did what you guys are doing. I wanted to make sure the branding was accurate, because somebody searches on iTunes for N64 and they find people talking about game design. They're like, what is going on here? So, and the Loot Cave, right? I mean, come on, it's just, we've been going into Loot Caves since Zelda. It's always been there. And then it was, a pretty big part of Destiny. And I
love the name, man. I love that name. It's awesome. I know, and it's hard to find a name, right, to fit. I don't know how you battled with it, but we battled the crud out of it.
Terrible.
I was on the phone with my dad one night when we were talking. This was the first night we talked about names. I was on the phone with my dad, and these guys had already started the group text. And I was on the phone with my dad for about 30 minutes. And by the time I got off that phone call, I had about 81 missed text messages with just names. It was like everything you could possibly think of. It was just like we were literally throwing out any stupid idea we could think of to see if there was anything that just stuck. We were just throwing, crap at the wall, see what stuck.
Yeah. It was fun trying to figure it out, but it was really hard and stressful because we were trying to figure out something that we could do all together that explained who we were as a team and what our focus is. And that's kind of where we came up, like Pope said earlier, that's where we came up with Aim Assist Gaming, because we really want to be somebody in the community that can help other people, whether it be, regular gamers in the community, whether it be, smaller podcasts or somebody else in the community that we've helped out, like Sparrow Racing League, those guys, when they came to us, having that opportunity to help those guys. So, that's kind of where we really enjoyed and really like doing. So that's kind of where we came up with that name. But I really like the Loot Cave, man. The Loot Cave is a really cool name. In fact, I think that's one that Pope threw out there. And we're like, nope, it's thinking, man. Sorry.
Absolutely. Yep. That definitely happened. And that was another big frustration. Like, we would come up with a name that we were all sold on, and then a couple Google searches later, it's like, okay, that's actually a company, that's a hospital. Like, just all types of random stuff.
This would be a really hard one to have at Twitter and everything for.
Yeah. So...
And Mark's a great guy, man.
he's absolutely a great guy. I wanted to I wanted to do a Destiny podcast called The Last Word, and then guess what? There's already a Last Word podcast. I found it recently.
Oh man.
And so,
man.
but
That's
it's
a
all
name.
good because the podcast I'm really stoked about doing is the LootCast, and I really wanted a name like that. Like Giant Bomb does the Bombcast, and I was like, I want a name like that. So the LootCast is coming soon. I've actually had Lady Desiree. You guys know she did the piano work and stuff that hit Reddit, whatnot.
Right.
Today she was like, "When are you getting started? You need to get that started." I was like, all right. So
hint.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab the RSS tomorrow and get that ball rolling.
You should
So I'm
actually
looking for
probably
guests, boys.
you should probably
If you guys
grab
want
it tonight. Just so you know.
Man, we're more than happy to jump on anytime you need us.
Yeah,
Definitely.
for sure.
I mean, that's what we love to do. So,
Appreciate it.
I don't know about these other
Like I said
scrubs
on
over
Twitter,
here,
I'm
but
honored
I'm more than
anything
happy.
whenever you need me on.
Appreciate it. I absolutely appreciate it. Thanks.
Well, this past week, if you guys listened to last week's episode, we had the wonderful D John and Miss Tinks. And who else did we?
Deep Fried
That was
Dave.
it. Right? No,
Deep Fried
Deep
Dave.
Fried Dave. We had Deep Fried Dave on as well, and so we actually did a community focus podcast that was called the Community Workshop that Pope helped put together with Deej. And thanks so much for doing that, Pope. It was a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed that show. But we didn't actually get to cover any of the information that Deej actually released, which was a huge patch release, right? I mean, 1.1.1 was out, and all these changes that took place. And then last week we get Inferno as well. So I know that we are all PvP players, right? So Inferno was huge for us to jump on this week when it launched. Yeah. And I don't know how you guys have been enjoying it, but Pope, I know you want to share a little bit about your experience so far in Inferno, and you've been playing with everybody and their dog. I mean, you've taken, Bungie people through this thing. You've taken new players through this thing. I mean, you've played with the people that created Inferno. So how about you tell us a little bit about your experience and what's been going on?
That'd be really great if we could hear you.
Yeah. So I'll be Pope.
Look, I had to mute my mic because I'm coughing. So don't give me a hard. Man. So
That's all right, Pope.
I've been really fortunate. To play with some of the guys who designed the playlist and jump on the backpack of people like Miss 5000 Watts and just those guys that are just phenomenal at PvP. So my experiences with Inferno have been really positive ones because we've won every match that we've gotten into, but that helps with the enjoyment, right? But I think more than anything, going in with a quality team is important, and I think more so than in Iron Banner. Iron Banner is important to have a strong character for the level advantages taken away, but with Inferno, there's it's just like straight Crucible, right? Mm-hmm. So more than anything else, it's being able to lock down zones, because without the radar, you don't want to be putting your head on a swivel. You want to be able to hold a control point and be able to know that you're not going to get killed from behind and have a lot of communication. So some things that I really enjoyed were the fact that there's no tracker. I mean, no players do not have a radar, so what you are seeing is very few people with fusion rifles because they can't stare at the radar and wait for somebody at a choke point to be coming around the corner and time. If you're fusion rifle players will admit that they do nothing but stare at the radar. They don't actually watch the game. So
I agree.
So they sit there and they're then there's somebody on their radar, so they go and then they pop out and shoot them. So, I mean, what you're seeing is very few fusion rifles. You're seeing a lot of shotguns, though, and
I was gonna say I've had a lot of success with the universal remote.
Yeah.
You can tell a team. You can tell a team that isn't in there together, because I was playing the other day. And I literally was in there by myself, and I rushed their. It was on Rested Lands. I rushed A, and I came from back behind with my universal remote. And there was 3 guys in there, and I popped one in the back, dead. Nobody turns around. Nobody's like, "Hey, there's a guy behind us." Nope, nothing. He's dead. Next guy's dead. Next guy's dead. I'm like, this is easy. These guys aren't even talking.
That same thing happened to me, and I was like, "How did these guys not see? I was just destroying
Well,
people in a row that were right together.
and-
It doesn't make sense, but that's because they're used to looking at that tracker, right? So
Right.
Right, and they sit there staring at it, and oh, go ahead.
And no, I was just going to say, and that's one of the things that I kept telling Brian is almost exactly what you're saying is that at first I was like, okay, people won't be camping as much, right? But if you actually encounter a good team, it's not camping. It works similar like if you played a lot of Call of Duty hardcore mode back on, especially like the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare, okay? Because what would happen is you could actually lock down the map. What good teams do in PvP games, right? And you can actually lock down the map and hey, if Pope dies, I know where he covers his area, so I know someone's coming through that area, right? And that starts to build that strategy in PvP that you don't have in Control in regular Crucible right now. So that was my same experience. What about you, Josh? What have you been able to play a lot of Inferno?
I didn't get to play a lot of it, but I made sure I got a couple rounds in before we started this, just so I could participate in the conversation. And
What'd you find?
The first match was great. I mean, I really enjoyed it. It was I don't remember the name of the level. I don't play enough PvP, but at one point there was this hunter literally just sitting in the grass, and I kept punching him over and over again. He didn't even move. He just like sat there and took it. And the second round, it was just all shotguns. Everybody had shotguns, and if you can't beat them, you got to join them, right? And
absolutely,
it's not really my play style. I like to kind of just like sit back and not camp, but just I like to keep a distance. And so I didn't do quite as well, but we still won. We won both the matches, and it was fine.
Did you see a lot of blink shotgun too? I mean, obviously the thing that I was screaming about is what I ended up doing was playing blink shotgun in this.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
The first match started. It was kind of funny. This guy literally ran right by, like we bumped shoulders, and he just kept going. And I was like, is this guy? Maybe he's got a patch on one. I don't know. I don't know how he missed me, but
maybe he has a patch on one eye. That was good.
I don't know. I don't know what any blink. I don't know. It was crazy.
He must have been a Titan.
Hey now, they are.
Dude, I'm running this way. I'm going to get him over here.
Where's my hammer? Which way do I point it? Who needs me to pound the nail?
Josh, seriously, I've been
start the Titan cast.
I know, Titan cast. You and I, we'll do it.
Yeah. What? Like,
although Pope now only has one Titan because he deleted one for $1,000 freaking dollars.
$1,000.
That was legit.
Well, I think one of the things that I really enjoyed about and Josh, tell me if you thought that this was a big deal in it, but there's scoring gives you points towards your super, right? And two things that changed fundamentally for me in Inferno's not perfect, but it's close to how I would have wanted it. Scoring is simplified. You only get points with kills. And so that means that you're not getting supers as often. So it's super important. It's pun intended, I guess. It's super important that that your teammates chain each other's supers, the orbs. So teamwork is again very, very needed and necessary because you're not getting a lot of supers based off of points. And so simplified scoring, the cap points. You cap them quicker, but I guess that's more gameplay. The two things I want to talk about are the heavy ammo, only once a map, drops only once a map, and there's much fewer supers. Yeah. So those two things, for me, as a tactical sort of person, that I'm more of a gun. I like more of the gun game of Destiny than anything else. I found it extremely enjoyable to not have, 1,000 hunters, blade dancing at me, right? It was happening very much. My KD in Inferno was on average higher than it was in a regular match.
Would you, if you could though, would you take out the special ammo?
I think the changes they made to special ammo are significant. They reduced the amount of ammo and then the spread of the fusion rifle. I
Yeah,
mean, the changes they made
I
to
don't
them.
think it's enough, actually. I
No.
think that because of people still seeing people run around with shotguns.
Right.
I mean, I don't think that they nerfed it enough. Honestly, I just don't. I don't think that
Well,
they made the change. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that the overall feeling, if you're playing against a good team, it's pretty fun. But if you're playing against people who are a little timid, then it gets really campy. You know what I mean? And it's like they're waiting for you around the corner with the shotgun, and everybody's blinking. But like Josh was saying, I had a couple times where I'm back to back with a guy and had no idea until he started shooting at somebody else. So I overall I love the game mode, but I still think we need less special ammo, because it would be awesome to see that game mode coupled with people having to use their primary weapon. I just think it would be awesome.
I think they did I think they did a really good job to move towards less heavy ammo. I was talking to Leif, the guy who's designed Inferno, and I was slipping it in there. I said, wouldn't it be great if we threw down a center heavy ammo only, during Inferno, where teams would have to position themselves, kind of like in Halo, where you had to fight for the rocket launcher.
Oh yeah.
You remember, you had to position. Timing became really important, and positioning yourself for that rocket launcher became very important. I remember you had to time the invis, so you could grab the invis and run over there and crouch down and pick up the rocket launcher. Or, I mean, it was much more strategic, and I think that by allowing players to always be on the motion tracker, even if they're crouched, and some certain changes that they made, switching it to playing Inferno really moves it in the right direction for me. I'm saddened by the fact that it's only here for a week, and I'm a little frustrated with that.
I mean, it goes to the thing that I've yelled for a lot, is they keep putting these modes in and then taking them out, and I feel like it's actually hurting the PvP as far as a whole, because I really want to be able to play this for a longer period than a week.
Yeah, and it takes a while to build up your a team. It takes a little while of practice to build up the I don't know if the word is, it's like you've got to acclimate to a new playlist, and it takes time to do that. And if you're going to work as a team and be competitive, I just think that they should really be considering a competitive community in these playlists.
No, absolutely. I mean, hopefully they bring it back around. More often than they do. Obviously, the 2v2s and things like that. That obviously we don't see. We saw it again because of Valentine's Day. But I don't know if there wasn't a Valentine's Day, if we would have seen 2v2s for a while. So hopefully they keep bringing back Inferno. At least I would love to see it at least once a month, if it was a week.
Man. Oh.
Well,
Can it be
permanent stuff,
permanent?
man.
Well,
I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying, though. When
you play Battlefield or when you play COD, like, it's not like Search and Destroy just disappears off the playlist.
I would give them an excuse, though, and say, hey, you have an excuse because this isn't one of those games. But the problem is that they created Halo, which has got a crap ton of playlists too.
Yeah, well, they said, everybody is going to be, Destiny's built to have everybody play the way they want to play.
Yeah.
They should have put an asterisk on the box that said, except if you're a PvP guy.
Right.
Because if you're a PvP guy, you're going to play about 3 different modes, and that's it.
We'll let you play once a week whenever we put a new mode out.
Well,
or the mode that you didn't get to play enough of before.
I think the thing that there's like this category of they need to define this hard mode, right? Whatever it is, Inferno mode, right? And then they have normal Crucible mode, and then they just apply it to every playlist, right? So you should have, Clash Inferno and Control Inferno and Salvage Inferno and Doubles Inferno. Just create the Inferno mode playlist modifier and apply it to these other game modes.
Hey, Pope, I have an idea. You're friends with them. Tell them.
You
Oh,
know
man.
these guys.
You know these people, Pope.
Isn't the Crucible just the beta for Destiny 2? I mean, isn't that what the Crucible is this time around?
Wow,
Wow.
that's hilarious.
Maybe.
It's a good point, though, man. Like, seriously, it's a
Absolutely.
good point because, like, there's so many things in this game that is not an MMO that would be awesome if they could expand it. You know, like, for instance, there's a thing in WoW where you can actually drop a flag in an area, any area. If I run into you, Brian, and we're in a city, I can play you. I can fight you via PvP right there on the spot, right? And how cool would those situations be if you could do that in Destiny? You know, if I see N64 Josh running around, you know, and he doesn't notice it's me, and I'm like, hey, I'll get him to notice me. I'll run up to him and challenge him to a battle real quick, you know? And that's even something you could do in Borderlands. So I don't understand why they couldn't make it happen in this game.
Right, and we all know Josh would lose, especially since he plays Titan. So, you know,
The gamer tag is Neo 1X and anytime.
Oh,
1v1 me, bro.
We can 1v1, but the game doesn't have it. Darn it. Destiny 2.
Oh, Destiny 2. I'll see you in 2 years, buddy. I'll see you in 2 years.
I'll battle you in the tower. We'll make a running lap.
Right?
Actually, hey, you know what we could do? We could do a sparrow race, and I bet I could beat you at that.
There we go.
I'd like to get more Duck Duck Goose in the tower since, you know, we can all sit and run in a circle.
That's true.
That's good.
That's true.
No, I agree. I don't know. Hopefully they bring these PvP modes back around more and more and more. Hopefully they keep coming out with different modes, right? I mean, I would love to see one without supers. I'd love to see one that's like maybe no special ammo and no heavy ammo. You know, I mean, I would love to see these different types that obviously
Exotic
as a
gun
community.
game. That's what I want to see.
Exotic death game. You can get
No, gun
equipped
game,
as many
where
exotics.
It's exotic gun game. It's Call of Duty's gun game, but with the exotics of Destiny. So you start out, you'll have whatever exotic they give you, and until you get a kill with it, that's your gun. And then as it goes on, you know, the last kill has to be done with, you know, No Land Beyond or something like that, or just whatever the worst gun is to them.
I like that game mode. Really
Yeah, I think the big thing is like, if you go on the forums, you'll see a ton of people. They'll be like, "Oh, if they would just add this, or if they just add that, this game would be awesome." And most of those people, most of those people are retarded because they're like, they say that like the idiot, you know, like the dumbest thing that they're like, "Oh, just add this and that make the game better." It's like, well, that doesn't make the game better because you know, like vault space. I agree, we need more vault space.
But kidding.
How much better? Oh, I know you are. But how much better does that make the game? Because I was telling Pope, you know, when we did the ride along, the very first comment under the ride along message was more vault space would make this game better. I'm like, how does that make the game better? You can hold more guns. Oh, great. But you know, to me, I'm like, we're not sitting here begging them like, hey, why don't y'all get off y'all's butt and go make, you know, more game modes? Y'all have game modes, just leave them in. Let us play the game modes you have.
Right.
We just want to play what you have already made.
No, I definitely agree with that. We just want the ones.
Hey, speaking of vault space, what do you guys think? Because I'm actually not as inclined to think that we need more vault space anymore with the ability to change. Like, I got rid of all of my doubles of anything that I had that I would keep on certain characters, and now I just move them around.
Yeah, the companion
it's
app
awesome.
is amazing. And
Absolutely.
it's tie-in with the website because I play next to my my computer, so I'm able to do a lot of the adjustments with just the browser. I tweeted out last week a guy who made a mod to the it's an application that I'm sorry, an application that attaches to Google Chrome, and it allows you to do more advanced stuff with the vault. So you guys should check it out. I'll retweet it tonight just so you guys can look at it.
Okay.
But it adds more functionality to your you know, that companion app. But
what about you, Josh? Josh, do you like the app? You've been enjoying the app?
I absolutely do. I'm reading our chat. I apologize.
Yeah, it's funny over there, right?
I do like the app quite a bit. Yeah, it fixed a lot of things. Like even with seeing the icebreaker at Zur, which we all love Zur, right? Yay, Zur! Yeah.
Oh, Zur.
I was like, hey, I could get a third. No, I don't. I don't need to. I don't need to
Right.
get a third one. Like you can move that stuff around. The only thing I need vault space for, is I heard early on that you had to dismantle 10 fusion rifles for one of the exotic bounties. So I have 10 of those things sitting in my vault.
Wow.
I'm just waiting for that bounty to show up, and
for
it's yet to
Pocket
show
Infinity. Yeah, Pocket Infinity. That
Yeah.
that is a pain in the butt. Yeah, and he only sells those rare fusion rifles like every couple days for 2 hours out of that day. So if you don't check, if you're looking for that, check on Twitter because somebody always posts.
Yeah,
when,
there's a
when
couple
he's selling
Twitter
it.
accounts that do that. I think that I think when I look at the companion app's great. I highly recommend if you really want to create some room, just delete one of your guys with everything on it.
There you go.
Yeah. So I don't.
Exotics and tax too.
Everything. Just don't even worry about what's on it, that guy or whatever. A full
Hashtag
Who
Pope's
needs
pro
a
tip.
Vex?
a full set of Iron Banner armor, a perfect stat roll from an armamentarium. Don't
we
even
take a moment of silence for that Titan.
Ah.
All right,
All right.
that's long enough.
So
Because it is a time long, nobody's really caring.
Well, I will say this real quick. I will say that I did read that there's a few people that claim they lost items with the app change, with being able to go. So make sure that you're not changing when you're loading in somewhere.
Yeah, load screens and stuff like that.
This will keep it from happening. And if you don't do it in the times where you're loading in or you're leaving something, as long as you're standing in the tower or you're standing on a mission or in a patrol, you're fine. Okay,
Right.
but anytime it's trying, it's going to load into something or take you out of something. Do not change, because that is what they are saying is causing some of the misconnects. And obviously, I don't want anyone to ever lose a weapon like I lost my Thorn.
Well,
So
Canon 5.4 is talking about the error codes that were popping up. Weasel was popping up quite a bit.
Yeah, Brian's a big fan of Weasel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brian
got weaseled like 30 times the day that thing came out.
Yeah,
Well,
we were trying to play,
they fixed that, so you shouldn't be getting weaseled as often.
It was Marion Berry. Is that what it was called this week?
Did you get that as well?
I got it one time.
Mad Dog got Marionberry, and he couldn't get back in for a whole night.
Yeah, it's what I mean.
getting
I was
pecans
off.
rough.
I believe it was either Tuesday
Which
or
one,
Wednesday.
Josh?
Pecan.
Pecan. Were you able to get back
Pecan?
on after it?
It was pecan.
Come on,
You
he's
said it
just.
right
I like that he
first
brought
time.
up
Shut your mouth
pecan.
too loud.
Oh my gosh!
It's a
So you know
pecan,
this
damn it.
brother listens to our podcast if he's over here saying pecan, dude.
Oh man.
Oh, you just opened a can of worms, Josh. Thanks a lot.
I mean, just have a cup of tea if you're gonna be like pecan.
Hey,
it just
I
drives
see.
me nuts.
Pecan sounds like the more like, oh look, I got my pinky up.
Well,
No.
to me, pecan
Oh, it's a
sounds more hillbilly.
pecan.
Like,
Oh,
if
oh,
anything,
excuse me,
pecan-
sir. Excuse me, sir.
Sorry.
It's a
Uh,
pecan.
It's a
not
pecan. It's a
It
pecan
is
pie.
a pecan.
You're
Pecan
taking
pie.
a single syllable and making a double syllable word.
What are you talking about? Pecan.
Pecan.
Pecan. Pecan. Both
Yeah,
double syllables.
pecan.
Either way, it sounds better as.
All right.
Unbelievable.
Hey, in Texas, it's one syllable. Pecan.
You're right, just pecan.
Pecan.
I don't
Pecan.
even know if you could get it in there.
Oh my gosh, this is too funny.
Pecan hype.
Well, thank you so
Pecan
much,
hype.
Josh, for bringing that back up. Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
wow.
that's gonna go on forever.
Cannon's talking about in the chat. He's talking about a glitch that people have already found where they you transfer an exotic, then break it down, set the date back on your phone, and send the same exotic and repeat.
What?
See, this is why I talked
How do
about
people figure
like
these things
in
out?
the first couple of episodes. I talked about why they probably took out trading in Destiny.
Mhm.
Why it won't come back
Right.
is these are the things that cause people to be able to copy all their items, and the next thing you know, they're able to copy all the items, give them all to their friends, and then everybody in the game has every exotic, and there's no reason to play. And then all those people will be like, "Oh, your game sucks. I have every exotic." It's like, yeah, but you duped them, man. That's not.
Right.
I mean, you didn't play the game.
See, that's just cheap, and especially when you go through something like Troy. You know what I mean? Like what he's going through to get that Hawk Moon. Still no Hawk Moon.
You don't have
That's
Hawk Moon
probably-
yet, Troy?
Oh, I got to give a shout out right now. Who is it? Oh, it's Vulgar Truths on Twitter. He called the Hawk Moon the Lunar Bird. How awesome is that? Lunar Bird, because his clan, there's a lot of guys that don't have it. So instead of him being able to like brag about his Hawk Moon, he has to call it the Lunar Bird. So just want to give a shout out.
He told us about that.
Yeah, that's unreal. But yeah, you know, I just think you got to get it legit, man. Especially those.
Yeah, obviously, like you said, Nolxero, that's one reason why I think they didn't put trading in and why they didn't have this option in the very beginning is because of people finding those exploits that we know we've seen in every other game that's had this type of service, right? So the last thing I want to talk about real quick before we move on to the exotic of the week is the leak that that there's going to be a new social space, right? It hasn't been confirmed yet by Bungie, but it is a leak that there's a new social space and it's going to be on the Reef. Are you guys excited about another social space? Is it going to be just another space to have a completely different vault? Is it going to link? Is it going to have more vault space? What kind of things do you think we're going to see on the Reef?
Ooh. What do you think, Josh?
Hopefully a basketball, because there's a soccer ball in the regular tower.
I'm down.
Just give us a way to pick it up and pass it to each other.
Yeah, you know, hey, anything, right? Anything at this point, like.
Well, my thing is open up the side of the tower we still haven't seen yet.
Yeah, that's fine too. Like
yeah, there's doors, big doors and everything.
Dude, I think one thing we'll see in Destiny. Now, I don't think it's gonna be if the whole playable or drawing a blank on what I want to say, the social area and the Reef. I don't think it'll happen there. But what I'd like to see is I don't want more vault space. What I'd like to see is player housing, where you have like your own quarters. And then within your quarters, that's where your storage would be. And you could, then they could actually expand and be like, hey, there's these different trophies that you can actually put up and banners maybe you collect from Plain and Iron Banner and stuff, where you litter your player quarters with that. And then, like people from the game can actually come in and see that within your player quarters and like your own private space within Destiny.
Hey, baby, want to come see my trophies?
Yeah,
That's
I know.
right. That's what I'm talking about. See, because we have a good friend in
Want to come
chat
see
right
my
now,
cards?
and I'd love to invite her into a private place. Like,
Whoa!
hey, come
Whoa!
Whoa! What just happened?
Whoa!
What just happened today? Okay, sorry about that.
That's crazy.
Time out.
That's just crazy. Hey, so I just wanna point out, like, I think it was maybe episode 10 or 11. I don't remember the episode actually, but where I talked about the Reef being a social space, and I really truly hope, sincerely hope that it is a space a lot like Forge World. I don't think we're gonna get it. I don't think we are, but I really truly hope it's a space where we can do custom stuff.
Yeah, what if it's just a place you can go to actually play custom games?
Oh my goodness, I will be on the Reef the whole time.
Well, Pope, you have guessed a lot of things that actually have happened, and it's not because you actually are getting this information and actually being correct. Most of these things you guessed before you even knew most of the Bungie guys you know now, and it's really crazy that a couple of them have come to pass.
Yeah.
So
I'm really
keep guessing, hopefully, and maybe they'll keep listening to your guesses, and they'll keep molding the game that way.
It's driving Brian crazy because he all he wants is just a 7-Eleven or a Bevmo on the Reef, and he's not gonna get it. He's not gonna get it.
I'm not happy with Destiny until there's a pawn shop, a liquor store right next to
Every corner. That's what I'm saying. People need accessibility. People need to be able to get these things readily. And
I
who
gotta get
doesn't
rid of
need a
these damn
Bevmo?
guns, and I gotta go buy some alcohol, man. Come on.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I don't remember what event it was on, but we actually got to ask the question: Is anybody ever going to be able to actually go to the last city, right? And they were talking about whether or not they wanted to allow people to like go in a coffee shop, right? You got these people, and they're just super in a coffee shop.
That'd be awesome.
So, it would be awesome to be able to go through the streets and stuff, but I can't understand. They got to
Walking
figure out how
Dead
to
style?
play that
Yeah.
right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you definitely don't want people walking around just, oh,
I
there's
don't
a
wanna
family
go
of
to a coffee
Titans.
shop.
Kaboom!
I don't want to go to the future version of Starbucks.
That's
It's
because you don't even
true.
like coffee.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure I'd see Pope there every time, but
Not anymore,
just-
man. Not anymore.
Not right now.
no,
Yeah, no,
I
no.
actually I'd go to the futuristic, grocery store, see
Emergency
him on the
room.
Pedialyte
Baby
aisle.
Gap. Yeah, maybe if you visit Baby Gap, you'll see.
He's like,
Pope
I
up
need
there with
Desitin and Pedialyte.
him and his Pedialyte over there.
Oh my goodness.
That's it.
You're a
Pope.
Flintstone
Yeah,
kid.
Brian, just
this
so.
one's for you, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Just so the people listening out there don't get the wrong information, Baby Gap does not sell Pedialyte.
Oh, thank you. We do need to clarify. We don't want to get anybody in
Yeah,
trouble.
yeah. No, we don't want anybody to go into Baby Gap asking for
It's possible.
But if they want to know what's on special, you can always message Pope.
Yeah.
We're gonna get tweets that people are like, I went to 10 different Baby Gaps. Nobody has
I didn't
Pedialyte.
see
What do
any Pedialyte there. I
Yeah.
checked every aisle. So.
grocery stores have Pedialyte, and they buy it. You get it. They sell them in these big containers. It's great.
Huh.
Huh.
Can you get a little juice box so you can stick the straw in?
Right? I like to stick the straw in myself. It makes me feel like a big boy. You know?
So drink Pediasure. Can you get all your daily vitamins with the Pediasure milkshake?
All I want to do is make it through a night where I'm not throwing up everything I ate for dinner.
Mix a little gas X with it. Put a little
Gas?
Gaviscon inside
Oh my
there
goodness.
and shake
Stuff
it up.
You guys are all going to be in the same place
Gas
next
bubbles
week?
in your tummy.
Yeah,
Yeah, we are. Do
unfortunately.
you put your straw in your Capri Sun? Do you put your straw in the bottom or the top of your Capri Sun?
In the top where the hole is indicated. There's like a circle there, and you poke it in the freaking hole. What do you
Go
mean
bottom.
on the top and bottom?
You got to go bottom, man.
What?
Dude, because if you
Explain. Go.
Bottoms up.
if you look at it, dude, the bottom is like kind of flat, so
Yeah.
the juice can't really like funnel to one area. But on the
Right.
if you go the opposite direction, it comes down to a nice narrow area, so all the juice is right there. You ain't gotta like search for it.
Us Texans think things through over here. You know what I mean? We don't gonna make
Wow.
sure we get
Yeah,
all the juice out that
You
box.
want to make sure you get all that high fructose corn syrup.
And what's
Yeah,
wrong with high
especially-
fructose corn syrup? Haven't you seen those commercials? It's the same as sugar. You ever seen those?
Uh-huh.
It's just a little, it's different.
Yeah.
That's
So
all.
there's what I
Moderation.
what I buy for my son is for his lunches is it's a called Naked Juice.
Oh, I know naked. Yeah,
And there's
naked,
also
yeah.
there's also healthy kids is
Me and my
another
wife
brand.
make that all the time.
Oh no.
Oh,
Where is this podcast going?
I don't even want to know. I don't
Where
even
is
want to know what that.
I don't know which of
Well-
those things you make all the time with your wife. We better leave it alone. We better leave it alone.
Walk away. Walk away.
All right,
So
guys. Well, let's
if
go
they
ahead and
do put Bevmo in the reef, they're probably going to have to put like a place for AA meetings back in the tower. Then.
100%, most likely, but I'll be there to support people and keep them strong. I'll be like double fisting,
I think that
Yes,
I think
Hambone, I am an alcoholic, and it's on
Right.
point.
and it is on point. Just once a week, baby. Just once a week. That's fine. Moderation, like corn
Cheers.
syrup. Cheers, sir.
hmm
well, and Pope won't be able to go because he doesn't have his doctor's note, so he'll be stuck
He
outside.
can lead us
Oh,
to the
no.
light.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, guys, let's go ahead and jump into our exotic of the week section called "I Want That."
Gimme, 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 I need. Gimme, 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 I need.
Boom. So this week, the exotic of the week is going to be a gun I don't have. So I will kick it off here with Hambone, so he can tell us about the red love of his life, as I said last week.
Yeah, have me going. Have me
Yeah,
going.
had you sitting on the edge of your seat there.
You're right. I'm like, who
Um,
are you talking about?
But
Those gingers.
yeah, you were able to actually get your hands on one, and you've been enjoying it as well. Telling me, obviously, after the pulse
Well,
rifle
it
update,
is
how's it
design.
going? But
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead and tell me how you've been caressing that Red Death of yours.
Man, that gun is ridiculous. It was good before the patch, but it just wasn't as versatile as it is now. Like, it's my go-to weapon in PvP unless the map is extremely close quarters. It just depends on what type of player you are. I like a slow firing rate, and I can't take all the credit. Kyle the Anxious, or Kyle the Assist as we call him, actually told me to start using it. I'm like, I don't know if I want to use it, but man, as soon as we put it on, I think David was there that night too. We just went off on some cats in PvP, and that gun the firing rate is perfect for me because I like that slow, persistent firing rate like Suros. So to me, that is a dream to use in PvP. I love that gun. And then the first thing that you get is unflinching on it. So that helps as you're taking bullets in. Like when people have those stagger high impact rounds on, that kind of counters that for you. So it's really nice to stay on target even while you're being shot at. Love that gun.
How in your opinion, Nolxero, how's it match up with Bad Juju?
I'd love to tell you, Troy, but I don't actually own the Red Death. I skipped out on it.
You don't own it
Xur
either.
had it. Yeah, when Xur
I
had
didn't buy it either.
I skipped out, and Brian had more coins than I did. And I was kind of like, I'm short on coins. I wasn't really stacking coins back then, and
He stole
I
mine.
skipped it because I skipped it because I was like, dude, all the auto rifles suck. And I know Bife from Guardian Radio back then was really liking the Red Death, but I just avoided it. I was like, dude, there's no good reason to have a pulse rifle right now. There's just no good reason. And so yeah, I'm extremely jealous because he has that now, and I'm like, oh, I should have bought that damn thing. As soon as I heard that they were going to increase pulse rifles, I was like, oh, please drop a Red Death every time I'm doing Nightfall and everything. I'm like, please give me the Red Death. But yeah, no Red Death here.
Are you checking Volta Glass? Because after I bought that one, I got like 3 more from Volta Glass.
You know what I'm getting from Volta
happens
Glass?
in this game, man.
Yeah.
I'm getting patience and time from Vault. That's what I
Really?
Keep
That's what I got
like,
too.
come
I got
on,
that
man.
too.
Yeah. Kyle got that, or not Kyle, Troy got that during Crota this week, wasn't it? Or was it in Volta Glass?
I got that in Volta Glass. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean
okay.
that's the problem is because I'm doing the same thing. Like I got one word of Crota, Brian. Just like you got Fangavir Ood or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
You got one, you got like 5. I got one word of Crota. I got like 3 now. You know, and that's how this game seems to go for me. Is once I get it, I roll it 1,000 times.
Right.
Right. It's like, oh, you just have it. Here you go.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's in your DNA. Here, you can have it again. But you know, U.S. Marine Corps in the chat, he says Red Death is the bomb. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Pope, why don't you go ahead and share the comparison and talk a little bit about the statistical differences here between Red Death and some of the other guns?
Well, right now they're on the screen already, and I'm gonna throw it out there to you guys to start talking about it because really what we're looking at is Red Death. We're looking at 3 little words. We're looking at the Oversoul Edict and Bad Juju, and by far, if you look at it just from a straight gun, advantage, is the Oversoul Edict has the highest in a lot of the different categories, even above the 2 exotics, Red Death and Bad Juju. I think some of the things that you're looking at also is when you look at the 3 little words, you're also looking at it that it comes in different stat rolls, and you might get a gun that's much better than others. But as far as the gun right out of the box that is an amazing pulse rifle, it's Oversoul Edict. But what are some of the things that I found that are really valuable for Red Death is that when you're using it in like the raid or something like that, it brings your health back to you. And and then I don't know, you guys, I don't really use Bad Juju. Can you guys talk about Bad Juju?
Yeah, I use Bad Juju just a little bit until I got to Red Death, and it's too unstable unless you're in a close quarter situation, like the big circle one. What is that one called? Asylum, I think it is, or not?
But isn't there a stability increase to Bad Juju?
Yeah, I think Bad Juju has perfect balance.
Yeah, once you get to it, I was using both these guns fresh out the box because they're pulse rifles, so I've never used them before. So that's just looking at them straight up, no perks or anything on them. Red Death to me is going to be better at range, but the firing rate and the way the gun handles the Bad Juju, it seems like it's better in close quarters.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually watching some gameplay, and Dado actually said this. He said that he's actually enjoying Bad Juju the most. So he's actually liking Bad Juju more than any of the other pulse rifles at this point. And I watched him play a little bit. Was watching some other people, and I think it's because once you get that, you get perfect balance. The gun becomes really, really good. Obviously, you know, some of the perks it has, but I don't have Red Death. Just like Nolxero here, I don't have one. I mean, do you have both these weapons? Do you have both these guns?
I do. I pulled Red Death out of the Gorgon exotic chest.
Nice.
About, I don't know, probably 2 to 3 weeks before the update,
Mhm.
and was really liking it for Crota's raid and whatnot. That was fun. Bad Juju seemed. I liked it before the update. I didn't use it that much, but just the full auto and whatnot, and it looked, you know, it looked cool. But I gotta tell you, in Inferno tonight with Red Death, man, I was dropping snipers that were I can't remember I just don't remember the name of the maps, but it's that map where C is looking at the water tower over by A that everybody always stands
Rested
on, and you
Land.
can
Rested
shoot them
Lands.
through the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
And on that water tower, just dropping snipers like crazy with the Red Death. And
It's like a laser beam, right?
I love it. I love it. I'm like I'm one upgrade away from it being fully upgraded.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna do Bad Juju next and get it the rest of the way up, just so I can get a good comparison. But
Was that Hambone standing on the water tower?
Right, it probably was. If you were able to pick somebody off at range, it was probably me getting greedy. Like, I can get this guy. It's good.
Oh, man.
But
So,
I want to say I don't like it that much because I don't want them to do anything to it. So it's
Right,
all
it's
right.
It's
It's the only gun I use in
Uh,
PvP, but it's just okay.
Yeah.
There we
Yeah.
Well, this
job.
this change has actually pushed me to start playing a little bit more with scout rifles again. So I started this game with hand cannons, went to scout rifles because I was getting those drops. And I tried to go, or I went back to hand cannons. Then I tried to go to the pulse rifles, but I don't have Red Death, and I don't have Bad Juju leveled up far enough yet. I do have 3 Little Words, and that gun can be good, right? It depends on the drop you get on it. But you know, I don't know if they meant, you know, that it's supposed to say "I love you," or if the other guy on the other side is trying to say "Go F yourself." But
Right. Whatever.
either way, it typically is 3 Little Words. I mean, it's a pretty decent gun. But like I said, it depends on the drop the roll you actually get on it. But I still feel like the pulse rifles don't feel like what I want them to feel like, and that is a BR from Halo. That's the
Yes.
feel that I'm looking for. That's the timing I'm looking for.
So then, yeah,
That's
would
Red
love
Death.
Yeah, that is Red Death. It's that same cadence from the BR back then. It's that same feel. It's that same laser-like precision. It's ridiculous, dude.
So now I'm searching for a Hawk Moon and Red Death in my life.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I will not be complete until those things make their way into my pocket.
Now, I also did want to mention I was watching a video last night. Pwn Star actually had put out a video and talking about the Red Death, coincidentally. And with this gun, in his opinion and in mine, I've seen this happen, is the competitor for it. Because as people start to find out that Red Death is amazing, you're going to start to see a lot of them in PvP. So what's going to be the arch rival to it is going to be the Thorn, because the Thorn will cancel out the ability of Red Death, which gives you health back every time you get a kill. So they will be like the counter to each other, Thorn and
Well, do they
Red
cancel? Like, does that just cancel out? So, like, if I'm about to die from the poison and I kill you, then will I survive then?
You will survive it, but you won't regain your health as if you know you had just gotten the kill straight up. So the dot still does its thing and prevents you from rehealing. So at that point, it becomes more of a team shooting thing where if you have a buddy, he should be able to easily finish that Red Death kill.
I think
Now, I gotta
the
say, I've been loving my Thorn, man. I've been loving my Thorn. Since I don't have a Hawk Moon, that's my go-to right now.
Yeah.
well, I think the main equalizer in all of these is the last word, because I can tell
Man,
you,
that gun.
I can tell you right now in PvP for me, there's not very many guns that are, that are beating me out in a time to
Better
kill.
than Hawk Moon?
Oh yeah. The only
Those
reason,
last words,
the
better
only,
than the Hawk Moon.
the only reason
than
why,
Hawk Moon.
the only reason why I lose gunfights to Hawk Moon is if they hit me with one of their magic bullets.
And even then, they have to be very precise with their shots, and they've got to be quick
But
because
dude, I feel like I get 2-shot by Hawk Moon all the time.
Right.
you do. If you're playing against somebody like who exclusively rolls Hawk Moon, you're gonna get 2-shotted a lot of the time because they're super accurate. But if you're just playing against some average people,
Well,
You
even
can
then-
survive it. And last word is just stupid. I get killed by that thing more than any other gun in the game, I feel like. Or at least like when I'm going one-on-one, when I feel like, oh, I should win this, usually I'm losing to that gun. It's ridiculous. Triple Wreck loves that gun.
Oh,
Josh, are you a fan
I
of
love it.
hand cannons?
The last word is my baby. Like that was
Yeah.
my first exotic, and in PvP, like I love that thing in Iron Banner. Like I love when the Suros walks up and I can drop a guy with the last word. Like that's
Right.
that's pretty satisfying.
That's it.
But Josh, the weird thing that I noticed is the cadence though with that gun. Like it's different than any other gun in the game. I was looking at some stats, and supposedly it fires at the same rate as the Thorn, but it just doesn't feel like that. It just does not feel the same when you compare Thorn and Last Word for how quick those shots are coming down at you. It's ridiculous.
So are you holding it down, Pope, whenever you play, or are you single firing it?
Depends. It depends on. Unfortunately, after the last patch, there was a little bug that kind of kicked in. And remember how in Vision of Confluence, you'd be firing and then it would stop firing. If you switch weapons quickly, especially if you have what's that perk where you can switch out guns quickly, like fast hands or whatever it is, but. Anyway,
Quick snap? Is it quick snap?
Snapshot.
Snapshot, something like that. It will cause the last word to like misfire or just shoot one bullet, and then you'll have to repress the trigger down. So I spam the trigger if I'm switching between my shotgun and my pistol, just so I can make sure that I don't reach that glitch. But for the most of the time, I'm just holding down the trigger if I've got if I've got it out.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
But its fire rate and time to kill are just crazy. It's crazy good.
Yeah.
Universal remote nullifies last word.
Oh, he's not kidding. He's not
Absolutely.
I know he's not kidding, but
he is not kidding.
But this is the dude that will play Universal Remote and No Land Beyond to the
baby.
full ability before he'll take any decent gun and level them up. He makes no sense in my mind, right? Because
but he was
I play with him all the time.
kids.
And he's sitting there playing with No Land Beyond, getting 30 kills a game, bro.
right. I
Like a
know.
2.2 KD. It doesn't make any sense to me.
None. Running around with no land.
Best
and-
gun of the game, No Land Beyond. You heard
Yeah.
it here first.
I gotta admit, though, I actually do kind of like that gun. I
It's
know
good.
everybody
They
hates
speed
it.
up
It's a
the
good
firing
gun.
rate
The
a
sights
tiny bit.
suck. The sights
Yeah.
suck on it. That's the biggest deal. Is the sights
But I
on it
love
are
the
terrible.
feel of the gun. I love how it
feels
fires.
great. Yeah.
It does
Well,
feel really, really good.
If you're gonna go iron sights, then it has to be like Red Death. Oh, and I guess that's another good point to make. Like when you zoom in with Red Death, it's it's iron sights with a little tiny skull and crossbones in the middle as the reticle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's open. You know what I mean?
It's
like an
beautiful.
open sight as opposed to a zoomed in sight.
Look at
me,
me.
with
I
no
got a
land
red
beyond.
death. Well, it's so good. You should really look down the sights. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, don't
We can
Whatever.
send you a vine of it if you want.
Yeah, shut it.
Well, if you give me a second, I'll drop down to patrol and I'll switch my camera over to it.
Right, so everybody can see the beauty that is Red Death.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and stop hearing about guns I don't have, and let's jump over to stories from the tower.
And now it's time for Stories from the Tower. Stories that come from you, to us, and back to you. Be prepared to laugh at time, or 3, or 2.
So, Brian, I spend a lot of time making these sound bites.
Yeah.
And I have to say that's probably the saddest one that I'm going to have to, let go because we won't be doing this particular section all the time now.
Right.
And I'm maybe it'll be more stories from the overall forums, right?
Right.
And things like that. But oh man, that it just
It's
saddens
gonna
my
be-
heart a little bit, man.
It's going to be a rough one, but I like the idea of where we're headed and how we're changing things up. It doesn't always have to be funny. I think there's a lot of great stories out there that people are sharing, Destiny and life related.
Yep.
So I just look forward to being able to bring what you guys are talking about to the rest of the world that's listening to us. So on that note, The first story I'm going to share is just something that I thought would upset Troy, so I really wanted to share it. It comes from David Lockett. He didn't give us his gamer tag, so he says, thought I'd share my crazy Crota drop with you guys. I've beat Crota on normal and hard at least 10 times each, but this week we kill Crota on hard mode, and as soon as I fire my last rocket, I go into my menu, switch to my Eidolon ally, hoping that that might increase my chance of getting a Crux, and Crota ends up dropping the Sparrow, the Shader, the Fang of Air Ute, the Hawk Moon, and the Crux of Crota all at once. Can you freaking believe that? One drop and he got all that nonsense?
That'd be an amazing drop,
I
honestly.
didn't know Crota dropped a sparrow.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I got it last night.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I got the Sparrow last
It's
night.
it's a black one, right?
Yeah. It's sick,
Wow.
dude.
And he has, yeah, and you know, there's 2 different ships too, right, Nolxero?
Yeah, that's the one.
I do know that. I do know that.
Wait. All those ships are, all 3 of them, is just the aspect of glass that Crota has puked on. That's
Right.
all those things are.
What are you
They
talking
are
about,
the
Josh?
laziest thing I've ever seen.
Just
Right,
throw a little of this, a little of that. It's good to go.
Here, Brian, I'm gonna throw up the Red Death right now.
Oh, throw it up. Throw it up. I
People
am
can see it.
moving towards my second story anyway.
All right, here. So if you can, it's going to be streaming right now. So this is what it looks like when you look down sight.
I'm on the stream. I see a black. Oh, there it goes.
There it is.
And then the fire rate. Let's see if I can turn the volume up on it.
Well, that's completely unentertaining for anyone that is listening to this podcast.
What?
Right,
But,
so you don't know, but I'll make the noises so if you're listening to the podcast, pew pew.
No, you can hear it.
Pew.
Yeah, I hear it.
You can hear it just
So
fine.
why Pope is showing off how awesome he is over there on his
I
big
like that.
TV.
Very cool.
Why don't you go ahead and tell us the other story here, Hambone?
All right, so another story we got was from
Don't be a hater.
Resistance Medic, who is from Savvy, and he shared this awful story. And here's how it goes. Hey guys, love the show. Keep up the great work. A few years back, my wife, 2 daughters, and I were headed to see Grandma on what started out as a normal road trip. About halfway there was a rumble that occurred deep within my gut. At this point, I think to myself, wouldn't it be funny to gross out the girls and sneak a little fart out? Well, in the process of trying to ease one out, my body decided that the joke was on me. My wife saw the immediate change in my expression as well as body posture and says, "Did you just poop your pants, Daddy?" Upon hearing this, my eldest daughter says to me, "It's okay, Daddy. I used to poop my pants when I was a baby." Needless to say, I pulled over to the side of the road and commandoed the remainder of the trip. Bottles up, Guardians, and savvy strong. So,
Oh, wow.
I thought,
Oh, dude, that's funny crap.
is that not just amazing? So yeah, those are the 2 that I'll
Savvy
share from
strong.
there.
So
but
even the savvy guys are pooping themselves.
yeah, apparently pooping themselves or knowing of someone pooping themselves is an epidemic in the Destiny community. So I feel like we need to have an intervention about wiping properly, proper nutrition, and how not to poop
Oh,
yourself.
crap, that's funny.
So apparently.
But we get a lot of, I mean, obviously there's obviously people that are having correct nutrition because we get a lot of messages and tweets of people taking proper poops on the toilet all the time. I mean, we
Oh, yeah.
get constant communication, poop communication, should we call it, or Pope communication.
Oh, Pope communication. That's awesome. What a little dig there. Did I tell you guys the story about me being on the news in
No.
a video game? All right, so I do want to tell this story. A couple years ago, Black Ops 2 was coming out, and they had this huge release party at GameStop. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to this freaking thing. And anybody who's ever been to a release of a game, you know they happen at midnight going into the day that the game is released. So you
But
have
this isn't a normal release. Tell them what is there. Tell them
my
how big
goodness.
this is.
So this is huge. They have the National Guard. They have the police department out. They're riding around on ATVs with like full gear on. They have their fake guns and thousands upon thousands of people. There had to be about 2,000 people at this parking lot where everybody's waiting to get freaking Black Ops 2. So I'm like, I'm going. I go, I wait in line. It takes forever. They have it like split up by areas. They had a couple different small cities together at one location. So by the time my city was able to get their game, it was like 12:30. I go home and I do what any good gamer does. I play the game all night. So of course I have to work the next morning. So I'm like, you know what? It looks like somebody is sick for the day. So I call in. I say to my job, I'm sick. I'm not feeling well. I won't be in. Of course, they buy it completely. I get a text message from my coworker who's like, "Hey, what's wrong?" And I'm like, "Oh, I gave her the spiel. Like, I'm sick. I can't breathe. All these things." And she says nothing. 5 minutes later, all I get on my phone is a picture of myself on the 11 o'clock news the night before, standing in line at the GameStop purchasing my copy of Black Ops 2. So like everybody knew that I wasn't sick and that it was a big fraud and that I was just at home doing what a good gamer does. So yeah, it was an embarrassing story, but to this day I still have the picture. I got to post it, me on the news. So yeah. Don't take off of work if you know there's going to be the news at the place.
Well, my story on that one is I actually got Halo 3 right when it came out, and everybody at my work knew that I was a video gamer. I was the youngest guy by like 10 years at this company, and they all knew I was a video gamer. So they heard the news talking about Halo 3 coming out. So my boss looks at me. He says, "You will not be off tomorrow, but if you come in, I will let you go home early." So I get my Halo 3 copy, which is next to my office. I reserved it next to my office so I could grab it because I knew he was doing this to me. And I get in my car and I take off, right? I opened it while I was at work. I opened the disc while I was at work and I was looking at it and I set it on my desk.
Yeah.
So I get in the car and I live an hour away from my office. So I get literally about 30 minutes away and I get a call and he says, "Hey, did you check your box?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Did you get the game?" I was like, "Yeah, it's right here beside me." He said, "No, open it." He took the disc out.
Oh, no.
Yeah, dude. So I had to drive back to the office. So it cost me another hour. And I told him at that point, man, he was the biggest ass ever. And he was like, "Dude, I'm sorry. I kept trying to call you." But what happened was it kept going to voicemail. Well, it kept going to voicemail because I was calling David, telling him I was on my way home. And I kept calling him because he wasn't answering. And my boss was trying to call me. And he didn't finally get through me till I was on the phone with David. And I clicked back over. I was like, "David, you won't believe it. It'll be another hour because my boss has my freaking disc." He's like, "Oh."
That's awful. That's a horrendous time.
Yeah.
I mean, I know this wasn't planned and this is kind of spur of the moment, but everybody's got to share something funny. I know you got something over there, Zero, that'll make us laugh. Give me something. Give me something funny.
Oh man, put me on the spot, dude.
Oh, on the spot, bro. This
Are we talking about like
unscripted.
game releases?
Well, tell the time that we sold everything we could sell possibly to get Modern Warfare 2, and not just the console.
Dude, so okay, I'll tell. This isn't necessarily a funny story, but I will tell you from my experience with working with Troy is like you really got to watch out the people that you let know you game, because man, we go home and play games and we're skipping out on work, and it's like, okay, who's on my friends list that could log in from work and see, dude, this dude's not sick. But
Right.
so when some of y'all might know, I think me and Troy have talked about it. We used to work for a company called X Fuel. It's an energy drink. One of the shots, like 5 hour, 4 gamers, whatever. It's a dead company at this point. But basically, we were doing an event at Game Crazy. Wasn't that what they called? Troy, weren't they called Game Crazy?
Yeah, it was Hollywood Videos video game, which was Game
Right.
Crazy, that we had got a partnership with.
Right, so we're doing a huge event. Like me and Troy are hosting this. Like I brought TVs from my house. We had Xboxes.
Nice.
We were doing tournaments, the whole nine, giving out all kinds of prizes and posters and all that. Me and Troy had traded in all this stuff. We bought the console. We bought the night vision goggle edition. We bought the controllers. And I think we even bought strategy guides. Not because we wanted a strategy guide, but because we were like, dude, we have everything else. Let's buy the strategy guide. And so, yeah, we bought all that. I can tell you over and over the crazy stories I have from, dude, like when I slept outside of Best Buy for my PS2.
You say what?
Yeah, I slept outside of a Best Buy store for my PS2. Dude, me
kidding?
and 2 of my friends, we slept outside of a Best Buy store for a PS2. And the other 2 guys didn't even want to buy a PS2, right? But so the day that Best Buy opened to give out the PS2, they were handing out vouchers. And so they came through the line, they handed us all our vouchers. My 2 friends, because they were like, hey, we're just here for moral support, they get a voucher. They sold both of their vouchers for $500. 2 people. That's not buying the console. People spent $500, gave them $500 for vouchers so that they could go in and then spend another like $400 on a PS2.
Wow.
Well, I knew a guy that used to buy 360s when they first came out at Costco. And he knew they were there and nobody was really buying them because not a lot of people think, let me go buy a console at Costco's, right?
Right.
So, anyways, he went out there and he would buy them and he was selling Xbox 360s for $700-800 a pop on eBay, like one right after the other, just nonstop. And he said he made so much money. That's how he got into selling like Astro accessories. That's how I got my Astro A50s for $100 because he just figured out. He just got into it. It's like, I can make money. I'm not even a gamer, and he did that, and it was insane. But Josh, what's your craziest gaming story?
Oh, as far as like a release goes and stuff, I probably Halo 2, I guess. My boys, I got 4 kids. So first off, there we go. I'm definitely a dad.
4 kids.
Yeah, 4.
How many boys? How many girls?
4.
Yeah,
I got 2 boys. They are 14 and 12, and I got 2 girls that are 9 and 7.
Really?
So
You do not look old enough to have a 14-year-old boy.
You
man.
really don't.
I know. My wife and I got married at 18, and then we had our first kid. Like I turned 20, and he was born 8 days later. So like 13 days later. So
wow.
So his first word, because we would play Animal Crossing on the GameCube. His first like 3-syllable word was Nintendo, and I'm not even kidding you, because that game would start and it would go Nintendo, this really high pitched voice, and he just stopped, looked at the TV, and went gung, 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 like 3 syllables, and I was like, oh,
that's awesome.
The nut did not fall far from the tree.
Was your wife a gamer? Was your wife a gamer when you met her, or did you kind of mold her into that?
She she played the NES and stuff, and like so yeah, like as soon as I grabbed a 64 and Mario Kart, like we were dating when I got that, and we went to town, man. Like we still play Mario Kart like crazy. Like she's super competitive to that, so it's fun. We play Halo, we play it all, so it's good times. So, but I let my boys play Halo at a really young age, like probably 3. And like my youngest son, I remember he had grown men leave my house angry because he pistoled one of them out of a tank. And he like dropped the controller. We were having a competition between 3 grown men, like in their mid-20s, versus a 3-year-old, and he was winning.
Really?
And yeah, I'm not exaggerating. Like this is true story.
That's awesome.
So when Halo 2 came out, when I was a kid, we'd always make these little rings out of construction paper for Christmas. We'd make 25 of them. We'd tear one off each night before we'd go to sleep, right? So with Halo, I did the same for him. I made this little Halo ring, and then I made like a bunch of rings, and every day he would tear one off and be like, we're this much closer to Halo 2, right? And he's like 3-4 years old, right? He's like super stoked about Halo 2. And so yeah, we got down to 1, and I remember he got up the next morning after I had gone to the midnight release, and you know, he absolutely loved it. But as they got older, I've taken them to many releases, Halo 3, Call of Duties. Like most of the time, they're the only kids that are there at midnight picking up the games. But they absolutely love it, and they beg me every year, like, Dad, please take us again. I'm like, your mom's gonna kill me. Right. But you know,
that's awesome.
It's funny. I do real quick. I got to tell you guys too. My daughters, both of them, for some reason, when they were younger, you know how kids can't say certain words like truck, for instance. You know what I'm talking about, right? My older daughter, instead of asking for ice cream, she would always ask for ass cream. Like
that's a good one.
She always wanted ass cream.
That's really odd when you're out in public and like, Dad, can you give me some ice cream? Yeah.
Right.
People look at you like, do we need to call somebody?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's similar to my brother's daughter refers to the man area as a pickle. And so she used to go to school and say, my daddy's got a pickle, when people say they liked pickles.
Oh, no.
And it was a very odd situation for my brother, to say the least.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, my youngest daughter, she couldn't say she loved Cheez-Its, right?
Oh, gosh.
But she was super little, and she would go, can I have more shit? And we're like, what is it that you want? And she'd be like, shit. And I'm like, can you say no cheese it, Sherlock? And sure enough.
That's funny.
Oh,
crap.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, we are pushing it here. Well, thanks, man. Thanks so much for joining. It's awesome. Yeah, your kids are huge gamers as well, Nolxero.
Yeah, I wanted to show off my my Bungie love
Yes.
for what
here
kind
we
of what kind of
Hold
guy
on.
I am. Troy is actually probably grabbing my Master Chief helmet that's still at his house. That's Noble 6 from Reach. So yeah, I'm a big time nerd. I buy all these awesome statues and stuff for.
All right.
Here's
Well,
Null
it's not
Zero
this.
helmet actually sitting here, and it's signed by the
Major Nelson.
Major Nelson and Miss Lollipop. I don't know if you guys ever listened to Major Nelson's show, but it is signed by Major Nelson and Lollipop when he went and see him. And who else did you get? You got
Avery,
somebody else.
I'm not sure what he does anymore. He was big in the Xbox Live production.
Yeah, so
but,
we're nerds because we're showing off our gaming.
Yes, you are. Yes, you
Based
are.
off of what N64 Josh said just now, I want to tell a story about Bear, my brother. So this is parental advisory.
Uh-oh.
I have to use some words here that it just goes with what he was saying. But my brother, when he was a kid, the thing he couldn't say was fork and knife. He could say fork by itself and knife by itself, but together it was
boy.
a fucking knife.
I love it. I love it.
And so
Oh,
another
wow.
one he had a big
Appropriate.
problem with was stick, and he would say dick.
Oh,
And so
wow.
like one of my good friends when I was a kid, he had like an 18-year-old brother when we were like 7, and Bear was like 4, and his brother used to work night shift and like on a ranch or something. He's a big like cowboy guy, and there was one day where he was sleeping on the couch, and we were like, Bear, go ask Clint if he has a stick. And so Bear walks over to Clint while he's sleeping on the couch, and he's like, Clint, do you have a dick? And Clint's like, dude, Clint jumped like 10 feet in the air. He's like, what?
Oh, that is
Oh, wow.
hilarious.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's awesome to watch kids grow up, and I mean, you got them in all ages. You're kind of going through all types of things there, Josh. I mean, I know Nolxero's kids are still pretty young. You're getting into the teenage years. You know, Pope's got a 7-year-old boy, and both my kids are super young. 2 years and 8 months and 8 months, so they're almost exactly 2 years apart. But kids are great, and that's one reason why we started doing this podcast. Right, is we were all dads of Destiny. We were all dads playing the game, and things have just evolved and been awesome. And I think sharing those experiences with your kids as well, and other people that have kids, you can start to relate, right? Because the biggest draw to Dads of Destiny as a whole is the fact that you can play with people that understand. Hey, I got a kid screaming in the background. So hold on a second. I'll be right back. And they understand that, right? And I think that's kind of where that group began to mold and go around. And so there's people in Dads of Destiny that are women, and there's people in Dads of Destiny that are not married. And those people are welcome, in all of our eyes, because they are the mature gamer that understands, hey, hold on a second. And that's really all it is we were just looking for a group of mature gamers. I know when Pope started that was his main goal with him and the other co-founders, was a mature place to play, a place where if his kid was yelling at him, hey, Dad, I want something to eat real quick, they could hold on for 5 minutes while he went and got something, and not, him have to come back and search and try to find some other people to play with. And that's what's been really cool in Dads of Destiny. I know in Savvy as well, the particular clan that Hambone's over and founded. It's just a whole group of guys that understand. Hey, I got to wait 5 minutes, and play. So, but it's been a blast, and having kids is a blast in itself. So. I do not telling people out there to go to have kids, just to say I'm not saying go have kids. That is not my advice. Yeah, that's not my advice. Think very carefully before you ever do that. I love my kids to death, but it is a life-changing experience. and I don't know how Josh has 4 kids, because with 2, I don't know how you do it, Josh.
First of all, I married probably the most amazing woman that I've ever met. So there you go.
She has to be amazing if she has 4 kids. I'm not BSing.
Yeah.
I mean, that alone is incredible.
Yeah, she is awesome, and the kids are awesome. Our last one was the toughest. She definitely was the hardest. All of our other ones, they were sleeping through the night by like a week old, and so like
not mine, bro.
Yeah, but the last one, dude, she screamed every night. So we we got our taste. And
so is that why you stopped at 4? I mean, were you planning on number 5? I mean,
no, I don't. I'm the oldest of 6, and I was like, 2 kids is good, but my wife really wanted a girl, so we it worked out, and they're best friends. Both my boys got Xbox Ones for Christmas, and they both stream together and stuff. Like they not together, but they both stream, and they both we do play a little Destiny. I got to pull the oldest one away from Call of Duty. He's kind of a bro, but I get him to play little Destiny with us, and the younger one loves Destiny. Like he's waking me up Fridays telling me what Xur has, and he's played with a few guys you guys might know, like Infamous Band-Aid and whatnot, and, and so yeah, it's
that's awesome, man. Yeah, I can't wait till my boys are old enough to start enjoying this hobby that I love so much with me. I mean, I know Pope does it. He plays a lot of Nintendo stuff with his son, and I can't wait till I start getting that experience. But Nolxero, do we have any feedback or news this week? Anything in particular?
The only real message.
It's pretty quiet, I think.
Yeah, it was. The only one I was going to read was the crazy Crota drop that actually Hambone already covered for us. So.
Oh, my bad, bro.
Okay, cool.
No, you're good. You're good. So yeah, but we have
it's late in the hour, so I'm starting to get a little tipsy.
HBK Reaper is following us on Twitch, and so there you go. That's
there you go.
Oh,
awesome.
Well, welcome and thank you, Sal.
Absolutely. And thanks to everybody that has supported us through this journey so far. And we hope you guys continue to follow us as we go on to our next event and
venture.
I guess adventure, in life, and as we go over to aim assist gaming, and follow us there. I can't say that right now. I've been
say it 3
drinking,
times
I guess.
fast.
Blah, blah, blah. But as always, guys, thanks for listening. We really hope you guys enjoy the show. Make sure you rate us on iTunes. Make sure you check us out on YouTube and Twitch. It's going to be at Aim Assist Gaming, or you can go to aimassistgaming.com, which we will be finishing up and have up here within the next couple weeks. And of course, make sure you go to guardianradionetwork.com, listen to the Guardian Radio Show, TTL Party Chat, Warlock School, Ghosts and Echoes. You can follow us on Twitter at Aim Assist Gaming. If you already follow us, don't worry about it. We changed our name, so you go ahead and you're already an automatic follower. So you don't have to go re-find us and re-follow us or anything like that.
You can follow for you.
Yeah. You can follow me on Twitter at TwoLoudTX. You can follow Nolxero at NOLXERO. Make sure you, if you love him, show him some love. And then POPEBEAR, Pope_Bear. Don't be his friend. He's got too many already. Hambone Dini, HAMBODINI. And Josh at N64. Josh, how else can they reach out, contact you, see what you're doing, see what's going on in your life?
Pretty much everything is the LootCave. So thelootcave.com, twitch.tv, the LootCave, and YouTube. I've got to get more subscribers yet before I can get the sweet URL. But yeah, you can find everything at thelootcave.com. So check it out there. And I'm always looking to hook up and collaborate with people from the community. So hit me up.
And go watch the Guardian Strike Back, guys.
Yeah, go check that out. And thanks again, guys, for listening. Until next time, when we are at Aim Assist Gaming, we're going to be all together next week, sitting in California, and you will not be able to stop the craziness that will be going on with us 4 in a single room. So
prepare
if you
for like
miss
a 2-hour
that next
stream.
week, I don't know what you're going to do. But until next time, guys, see you later, alligator.
After a while, crocodile.
And take care, polar bear.
Go ahead, Josh.
Keep it real, electric eel.
Oh, very nice. And adios, hippos.
Oh.
From Troy's picture.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
Tell me when we're offline.